In the chaos of war, with bullets flying and explosions shaking the earth, one soldier stared death in the face. The enemy's crosshairs locked on him. The trigger pulled. But what happened next defies all explanation. Was it luck? Coincidence? Or was someone or something watching over him? The year was 1944. The war had raged for years, but for Private James Harris, this moment was unlike any other. His unit had walked straight into an ambush in the French countryside, caught in an open field, with only a crumbling stone wall for cover. The acrid smell of gunpowder filled the air. The desperate shouts of his fellow soldiers rang in his ears. Men he'd trained with, eaten with, prayed with, now scattered across blood-soaked earth, fighting for their lives. James gripped his rifle so tightly that his knuckles turned white. Their commanding officer was down, ammunition was running low. The enemy had them surrounded. "We need to move!" someone shouted over the deafening gunfire. Then it happened. A cold, inexplicable chill ran down James' spine, so sharp, so sudden, it made him hesitate. Instinctively, he turned his head. "We need to move!" someone shouted over the deafening gunfire. And there he was, a sniper, hidden in the tree line already locked on him. Their eyes met for one terrible second. Then, the flash of gunfire. The force of the impact sent James sprawling backward. His rifle slipped from his hands. The world spun. Everything faded. The gunfire, the screams, the chaos, all replaced by a strange, hollow silence. "This is it," he thought. "This is how I die." But something was wrong. There was no pain, no warm blood soaking his uniform, no torn fabric. James forced himself to look down. His chest was untouched. And then he saw it. The bullet, lying in the dirt, whole, undamaged, as if it had simply stopped. "Impossible," he whispered. His hands trembled as he reached for it, his mind struggling to understand. And then he felt it, a warmth unlike anything he had ever known, a presence that silenced all fear, all confusion. It was there, just beyond the smoke. A figure tall and radiant, clothed in light. It should have been blinding, yet he could look directly at it. The battle still raged, but the sounds felt distant, muffled, like he was wrapped in something unseen, something protective. Yet James understood. You are not alone. You are protected. Your time is not yet finished. He blinked, and the figure was gone. But the feeling remained. "Harris! Harris!" The shouts of his sergeant snapped him back to reality. "We're pushing forward! Now!" Somehow their unit had gained the advantage. The enemy was falling back. James scrambled to his feet, grabbing his rifle. But he wasn't the same. Something inside him had shifted. Hours later, when the battle finally ended, his fellow soldiers gathered around him. "You took a direct hit," his sergeant muttered, staring at him with wide eyes. "I saw it happen. You should be dead." James slowly opened his palm, revealing the bullet he had picked up. "It just fell," he whispered. Some of his comrades laughed, shaking their heads in disbelief. Others crossed themselves. "Lucky bastard," one muttered. James' fingers curled tightly around the bullet. "No," he said quietly, "not luck." He never spoke of the figure he saw. Some things were too sacred to share. But for the rest of his life, through the remainder of the war and the decades that followed, James carried that bullet. A small metal reminder that even in the darkest moments, light could still break through. When James Harris passed away in 2012 at the age of 89, his family found a small wooden box beside his bed. Inside lay the bullet. Beside it, a note in his own handwriting. "My proof, not of luck, but of grace." Was James Harris protected by something beyond our understanding? Did an angel intervene on that battlefield? We may never know for certain, but stories like these remind us that there might be more to our world than what we can see or touch. Have you ever felt something impossible happen? Something that saved your life? If you've experienced a miracle, share your story in the comments below. And if this account touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that even in war, in chaos, in fear, there is light. And sometimes that light stands right beside us. Until next time, keep your eyes open to the miracles around you